what underlies all great creative thinking is an understanding of the why. Why people do what they do, what motivates them, what drives them, why they love what they love and hate what they hate. Now, often it's a hidden truth, hence the word insight. But once we reveal that truth, once we know what motivates people, once we get to the answer to the why, then we know it should be created. Key number one to unlocking your sense of creativity, seek the why. Now, I've been drawn to the quest for the why my whole life, starting in my anthropology days. This is not me. This is Margaret Mead, one of the foremothers of anthropology. And anthropology is really, in essence, if you boil it down, the study of why people do what we do. Why we eat what we eat, or wear what we wear. And in my case, my focus was economic anthropology. Why we trade what we trade. Now you're like, what do you mean? You trade a soda for money. What's the diff, right? But in other cultures, you trade other things of value. Could be rice, or power, or women. And then when I got to the advertising world, as a brand strategist, I had to understand why people buy what they buy. Everything from Cheetos to insurance to soda. And the answers to those whys were often profound and game-changing, leading to so many new product, communication, brand ideas. And then when I got to Google, I had an interesting challenge. Because I was really interested in why people had the deep relationship they did with technology. Now, you see, at the time when I joined, Google and all these big tech companies were known to have a lot of data, what I call a lot of what. We knew what, and that was pretty awesome to have that, right? That was kind of newish. We knew what people were doing in the digital space, how much time people were spending on their phones, how many clicks it took to get to a sale, what were the most watched videos on YouTube. But nobody was asking why. Why are we spending so much time on our phones? Why do we need to join 3 social media sites? Why are we watching those crazy videos on YouTube? Are we just stupid, right? I believed if we could understand not just what people were doing, but why they were doing it, then they could that much more easily get to the how. Then I could convince my clients, these big advertisers, to actually create content that befit these particular devices, these particular digital places and spaces, and we called that humanizing digital. And it was a multi-year study. We sent anthropologists into the field, like you would in Papua New Guinea, to surface these insights, and it was fascinating.